everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So it's not quite Christmas yet, but in my little stamp world, we are moving on to the January catalog. So if you are my customer or you requested a catalog for me, it should be in the mail to you. I have mailed all of them. And if this video is being posted a few days after I recorded it, so you should have it. If you are expecting a catalog from me and you don't have it, give me a shout out and I will check the tracking or see if I've gotten much better in trying to get y'all on the same list. So I'm working from just a couple of lists, but there's still people who email and ask or message me and ask or text and ask. And sometimes I don't get those names put on the list. If you filled out a form and requested a catalog, you should have it. Or if you're in club or if you've purchased from me before, you should have it if you're expecting one. So if you need one or you haven't requested one yet and you want one, I'm happy to send you one. Now that the holidays, like we're right at Christmas, depending on what day you ask, most of them won't mail until after Christmas. Because when I get done filming these last few projects that I have, I'm taking some time off. So I won't be back in my office to mail anything until probably like the 27th, 28th, the end of Christmas week. So if you need it, let me know. I am going to today do a card that uses Ice Cream Swirl, which is the set that is on the catalog. And I'm going to use it with embossing paste because I just filmed club and it's all over. Like I'm gonna have to go scrub my hands because in club this month, I do an online card club every month. And this month we used gold embossing powder, gold gilded leaf and embossing paste. And so I have just finished doing those and cleaning them up and my hands are still kind of pasty. So I decided I might as well use paste on the next two projects. So I'm making it work with things from the mini catalog. I typically don't show the projects that we make in my card club because to see them, everybody gets to see one, but we do 3 projects a month and they get to do 2 from those. But because I'm using paste and because these are fabulous, I wanted to let you see that these are the ones that we did this month. So you can see the embossing paste, and that is with celebration paper. And here's this one. It was a little bit of a fun fold, and you can see the embossing paste on there. So super cool. I love working with the paste, and in fact, I have used almost a whole container of it. And after I do the next couple of cards, it probably will be gone. So along with the mini catalog, I almost hate to tell you about this class because it's really close to being full, and because these videos, I'm spacing them out. It may be full, but you can head to my website. There should be a link underneath the video or in my email or on my blog to tell you about my Try It class. I'm fairly certain that if you're in Try It class, we'll do something with the ice cream cone. It doesn't have a suite, but I like to mix my papers up, and since it doesn't have a paper, but with my Try It class, we will make 10 cards together online. There'll be 10 videos to show you each of the things. I think there's 8 maybe new papers in this catalog, and then the rest will fill in with celebration papers. You will get to try all of the new ribbons, all of the new embellishments. There will be dies, there will be punches, there will be folders, and everything's a fun fold. And then you'll get this. This is from the 2023 holiday catalog, so the current one that's still current. But in this, you can go and click back to the videos. You can see all the projects. It has all the measurements, and you can download it and keep it forever. So you can keep switching up your templates. And I love when you guys send me the things that you have switched up from templates from past Try It classes. So let's do this card. So I am going to use, like I said, Ice Cream Swirl. I'm only using, as far as the stamps, the Hope Your Day is Sweet. So it's one of those kind of sets where you can stamp and cut them out, or you can just use the shapes and make it be a builder. And I'm going to use the builder. I really want to use this piece here. So I have covered a sheet of white cardstock with the embossing paste. And once it's all the way dry, which probably won't be until tomorrow, because you have to send it through the cut and emboss machine, right? So it has to be all the way dry, and it's not even close. I gave it like an hour, and I'm like, yeah, I can't run that through yet. Otherwise, it's just going to smash. But I'm hoping that you can run it through with this one. I did not use this one. This one gives it the texture of ice cream, and then this cuts it out. So I'm just going to use the cutout. And then it also has some sprinkles, and it has a little cone wrap for it, which I'm not using either of those. And then the dies for the ice cream cone can make either a little tag So if you do it like this, you can fold it over. So you can see here, it gets, it makes 2 if you're just using them for a card front. And then it comes with this super cool. So you can stamp it and cut it out like this. Or you can just, this is crumb cake. And I'm going to lay this over the top. I'm just going to reuse the other half of the card that I just did. So let me run these 2 things. I can't talk 2 things through my cut and emboss machine. Okay, so we have these 2 pieces. Let's go ahead and make our ice cream. This one, I have my silicone mat, and it's all my stuff is drying from filming my card club. But this one, because of the way we're applying the embossing paste, you can just use a piece of scrap paper. So let's just pop this on here, and it won't be dry. That's the hard thing about demoing with the paste, is it's never dry. So I'm using shimmery white. You could, if you want a little bit of sparkle to your ice cream, use the shimmery white. If you just want matte ice cream, then get the matte paste. It's currently not available. That's why we didn't use it in club. And look, this was brand new when I started doing my club cards. Although I've done, if you like embossing paste and you haven't caught the other ones that I posted on my channel recently, go find those. I'm using the broadest of the tools. You get 3 of them in that. And I'm literally frosting like a cake. Because you want it to have, I worked at Dairy Queen for a long time when I was a teenager. So, you know, I could do that little swirly on top. I was really good at it. It's actually probably my favorite part of the job, making the little swirlies. So there is going to have to be some place on here where you can kind of hold it. But that's okay, because when we put our sprinkles on in a minute, you can make sure that you just cover that up if there's an empty spot. So I'm putting it on like this. It doesn't matter if you get all the way to the edges because it's paper cone. So if people see that there's paper, it's not like they're going to be shocked that there's paper underneath it, right? Nobody thinks this is real ice cream. So we have it like this. Then you want to flip it over and make sure you get that shape back. And your paper will be wet. It starts to soak through there pretty quickly. And then as long as you put the lid back on, and when I have this stuff up at the top that I scrape back in, I always try to knock it back down in with the rest of it so it stays wet. Keep the foam piece, put the lid back on tightly, and then put it back in the baggie that it came in. And with all those steps, it should last you until you've used it up. Not years, because I've had some that's years old, and then you go to open it and it's hard. You can reconstitute it with water, but it's just not quite the same. Then you need to wash these off until I get to my sink. I'm just going to wrap that in the wet wipe. Okay, now for my embellishments on it, I wanted sprinkles, and I wanted it to look like a little bit, not a grown-up card, but a little bit more fancy maybe. So I'm going to use our new champagne iridescent dots. You'll find them in the catalog in January. And if you're in my Try It class, then you will get some of these for some of the projects. So you will need, when I just used this, I knew it was getting low. So, you know, you buy little inserts for these and you add new ones like this. And I should have got a new one. They're inexpensive because I think this one's just back on, but we'll see if we can make it work. Here comes a little bit. You just have to have the end. It's like blue tack, and so you know how the end of it gets kind of not sticky anymore once it sits out. So you're just going to grab these. There is a right side and a wrong side. So you want to make sure that the shiny side is up. And as long as you push them down in there, I did a class, an online class, maybe last. It wasn't in 2023. It must have been in 2022. And we used a ton of embossing paste, or maybe it was the beginning. I don't know. The years all start to run together, don't they? So there's all different sizes of these. So make sure either you get all the same or that you do mix them up. Because you don't want to have 95% of them one size and then one that's not. Okay, and I know that I want to put a little bit of a saying right there. So I'm going to, on this card, I'm going to leave it more empty. On the first card, I didn't know that was going to go there. And so that's where the saying's gone on my card because I filled up all the other spots. So just make sure that they're tapped into the paste. And as it dries, it will seal those in there. then we can set this aside. And it won't be dry when I go to put it on the card, so I'm just going to be super careful. So I have Petal Pink cardstock. Originally, when I designed the card in my head, it was going to be just crumb cake and black and white. And I put the black and vanilla gingham ribbon on it. And then I thought, no, that's not really ribbon. So then I tried to find a new ribbon. So it did add some colors. And then I thought this looked very old world ice cream shoppy, right? And it is from the bees. So there's the bee paper. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the bees. So we're just going to attach this to this. This card doesn't take long at all. Making the ice cream is by far the longest bit. And then I have a sheet of vellum, because when you go to lay something on this, it's kind of busy. And that happens with a lot of our designer series papers, and you will see me often add a smaller sheet so you still get the edges, but you get the design, you get the color, but it's not competing then with this. Look at the difference with this, and I wish I could put the whole ice cream cone on there and that. It's too busy, I think. And it's easy to attach the vellum when you know your ice cream cone is going to go right there in the middle. So let's add this. Just tone that down just a fraction. And then I have my cone that I ran through. So it just puts all those fun little notches in it. But I want them to be a little bit more highlighted, but I don't want to overdo it. So I just have my brown blending brush, say that. And I didn't add any more ink to it. It's just the brown that's left over from other times that I've used it. So I'm just going to rub that on it. And it will give a faint highlight, but I didn't want to cover it up. And it's amazing, unless you wash. I have never washed a blending brush in the sink. I just rub them out on paper. Or don't. This one you can tell was rubbed out because it wasn't too dark at the beginning. But you can often you can see it a little bit better there, but it's picked up some highlights. And then I'm going to use, this is the ribbon that is also part of the Bee Suite, so it matches its Poppy Parade. It is Sweet Sorbet. It's not Poppy, it's Sorbet, which, you know, you should use sorbet on an ice cream card, right? I'm going to tie this around here. I may have said, if I said anything about the color of that, I may have also said Poppy. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just going to add a little ribbon. This is why I don't have the paper cup wrapper on it. That is the die. And I was torn. Do I put that on? I think I would tend to use the die for that more if I'd stamped my cone. Because this, with all this really fun die cut images or embossed images in it, I guess, I really didn't want to cover those up. I'm going to tie this in here. You can do a bow if you want. I'm just going to do a knot. Just trim it so it's not too long. And then for our greetings, at first I didn't have a greeting because I thought it could be whatever, but I wanted another little pop of color in here somewhere. So I have Sweet Sorbet paper, and it's just a little scrap of paper. So that wasn't even glued on there. And I'm going to use my Versamark. And I went with the Hope Your Day is Sweet sentiment because that can be used for somebody gets a promotion, somebody's graduating, somebody passed a big test, first day of school, a birthday. I like the ones that are celebratory without a purpose that it has to have. I'm going to emboss it in gold because I thought that matched our little embellishments the best. And yes, I do have embossing editions dual kit. But the thing is when you're trying to get a whole bunch of projects done at once, I only have a limited space. I have limited space on my table, and my studio itself is a little bit bigger than 10 by 10. I work in a very small space. So once I get too many things, there's not even places to lay it anymore. So knock that back in there. A little bit of goobies right there, and I'm sure it's because my hands are not clean. I mean, they're clean, but they've got sticky from all of the things. There we go. So you're going to heat set this. just going to trim them out with scissors. You could use a paper trimmer if you want. But the card's whimsical and the font is whimsical, so it doesn't matter to me if it's super straight. So I'm going to cut apart the Hope Your Day Is and then the Sweet. And let's put our card together. So this time I'll tape this on. I forgot that I had not when I moved it a second ago. I'm just going to go ahead and add my adhesive up here, and I'm just going to lay that in it and we'll hope for the best. Put that on and make sure that you have adhesive in between your bow and the bottom of the card, because when things are angled, the ribbon can slip off if it's not. I'm going to go ahead and attach. I'm giving my embossing paste as much time as I can. I have almost used up this horribly cut sheet. I don't know what I made with it. We must have done a shaker card sometime and I needed a weird shape. But I have this thing of sticky sheets, which I do love sticky sheets, and now I'm kind of addicted to them since I've been trying to use that up. This way you can just trim everything to be the size that you need it. So, because the ice cream is going to be raised up. That one's ready. So I know that this part is going to go over the ice cream, which will keep it high. So I just need to put my adhesive dimensional on this side, which you could use the mini dimensionals, but they're kind of fiddly. And it would take at least 2 on this. And this way I just need 1 piece, and it's a lot easier to work with, I think, the bigger pieces. Not that I don't love the minis, and they definitely have a place in our product line. So let's pick this up, still wet. This is why I have so much paste on my hands. You want to make sure you get it on straight, and it's to fit on the front of the card, it has to go on the cone. Like, it can't be sitting on top of the cone, it has to go on it. So kind of lay it on there, and then I like the point to kind of be up, but you also want to make sure it doesn't look like the cone's going to fall off. Then I'll take these because I can wipe them off. I'm going to push on these. If you're making it, just wait for your card to dry. But I don't want that to fall off when I show you the next step. Then let's take the Sweet. I can see on the other one, I pull these out of scrap. I don't know what color of red I have on the other one. And this is going to go here, which on my other one, it had to cover up a... Isn't that cute? So here's let's see how dry this one is. So all I did was make the card, and now I have filmed this one. So it's been that much time. It's not sticking to my hands. So it's starting to set. I do like the way that if you don't put any adhesive up here, because when the paper's wet, it will curl. But I noticed when I started filming that this is starting to curl up, and I love that. I think it's super cute. So there you go. Remember, if you're my customer, you should have gotten a free stamp set coupon that's good for the end of the year in with your catalog. If you didn't get it, let me know. I can email you a copy of the coupon. So you get a free stamp set at the end of the year. Sign up try it, and get one of those last remaining packets. We limit the number we make because it's a lot of work. And if you're interested in Card Club, then you can find that information on my website too. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye.